Today we're going through why I chose MMA as my sport. Why is my life completely centered around this particular discipline, this sport? First off, why did I get started at first? Now, a little bit cliche, probably everyone is going to say a similar sort of thing. They're going to go Conor McGregor. And I'm going to say exactly the same. I'm no different to anyone else, but Conor McGregor gave me a little bit of, I don't like motivation. I don't like that word, as you already know, but it gave me the little spur to want to find out more about MMA and to try it out myself, really. And my first time going into MMA gym was at the age of 15. I didn't start early doors like everyone else at 5 years old. I didn't start at 10. I started at 15 years of age. Before that, I was a swimmer. I used to swim 8 times a week, twice before school from 10 to 14. I'd get up at 4:30 in the morning, swim 5:15 till 7 a.m, get the bus at 8 a.m, come home, train again 6 till 8. So my life was swimming up until the age of 14. And the reason I wanted to do martial arts was not down to my parents at all. It was all a personal choice. No one else had the say. And if my mum could choose, I reckon she'd choose for me not to do MMA as a full-time career. She wants me to know how to defend myself, but choosing it as a career, there's things that she'd probably prefer her son to be doing. But the reason I did it is because I wanted to learn how to defend myself. Now, when I started, I kind of thought about defending myself. I didn't particularly think about going full-time, but once I'd been doing it a couple months, that is when it hit me to want to actually pursue this a little bit more. But I was doing it once a week, and I did it once a week for a few months. After that, I had a couple months off in year 11 when my exams were. More the fact that it was a 50-minute bus ride from one side of York to the other. I turned 16, I got my ped. And for me, this was a big moment where I had the freedom to go where I wanted, when I wanted. But still, within a little bit of reason, because you can't go too far on a moped that goes 30 miles an hour. But because I'm a bad man ting and that, I got it de-restricted, so it went 50 mile an hour. Boom, you know what I'm saying? But after that, I could now get to the gym in 30 minutes. So to me, it seemed sensible to get a membership now. I could get there when I wanted. Before, I was just paying as you go. So I got a membership. And when I got a membership in the summer, I said I would go 3 times a week minimum. I was working around jobs as well. And summer passed, I'd done 3 times a week. I was starting to get a bit of a name in the gym just because I was always going. I was a younger lad doing the adult classes. And then I progressed to doing 5 a week when I moved into sixth form. And then within that, I started helping out at the gym. I started being more involved in the environment, and sooner or later I'd progressed to be training before school, just like I was when I was swimming. A few weeks down the line, I'm then training every single morning before college, before school, and then I'm coming back later on. Then the next level, I'm then skipping school. I'm skipping school to train, I'm skipping school to go to Leeds with people to go train, and school just wasn't really what I was interested in at that given time. I had a few fights, and this trip is what made it clear to me that it's what I wanted to do. I went to Thailand for 6 weeks. I trained full time. It was the first time I trained full time, no responsibilities, no distractions, nothing else other than fighting. And that 6 weeks, I learned a lot. I became more independent. I got some life skills. I gained personal skills and developed as a man. But I came back. I had another year at college. I had 1 month left, and it wasn't for me. So he quit, and I quit in the most spectacular fashion. I was meant to be doing sprints at the good old Clifford's Tower, if you know York. It's basically an uphill stepper that you go do loads of steps on. I came back, I sat down in my kitchen, eating my brekkie, probably some scrambled egg and toast. My dad comes in. Aren't you at college? Nah, mate, I'm just eating my breakfast, pal. Then he goes, "Well, you gonna go to college?" And I go, "Nah, I quit." Then he goes, "You fucking what?" Then I go, "Yeah, I quit." I'm gonna email your tutor right now. You're not quitting college. Too late, mate. I've already told him. You wait until I tell your mother about this. Cool. Then he spoke to my mother. My mother was, I'd say, supportive in the fact that she wanted me to do what I wanted to do. When she was younger, she wanted to sing on a cruise, and she was too scared of what her dad would have thought, so she never actually went for it. She never went for her dream, and because of that, she said to me, "If it's really what you want to do, you go do it." But my dad, on the other hand, I definitely didn't speak to him for a good 6 months. Good 6 months. I even, as it says here, 3 months later, I moved to Thailand. I was away for the full year. I probably only spoke to my dad once I got back after that year because he did not agree with the way I was going in life. But for me, I didn't really care because that's what I wanted to do, and it wasn't my dad's choice of what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And basically, my work ethic from swimming got switched into MMA. And from there, I got hooked. I got hooked into the sport, and that 6 weeks in Thailand was the most changing part, I'd say, of my career. It created the connections that I made to live here in the later months. It created the confidence for myself to quit school because I never wanted to do college. I wanted to go into fighting straight away, but I worked it out a little bit longer. But going on that 6 weeks and experience full-time training for myself, I just knew that education life, university, that's not the road that I want to take, and it's not the road I want to follow. And that is why I've made my own path, and I've dug it in, and I've dug it with a digger, and I'm creating it. And I still don't know where it is going to go. You never know where it's going to go, but I know if I chase my passion, there will never be a day that I regret what I'm doing, and that is something that I do not like doing. I don't like living with regrets, and that is why I chose MMA. That is all I wanted to do, and it still is all I want to do. And that is why MMA is not only a hobby for me, it's not only a job for me, it is a way of life. And that is how I have found my purpose within the sport. But that is just a little backstory of why I chose MMA. Quite a lot of people have it differently, but I didn't start because I got bullied. I just literally started because I wanted to learn self-defense, and I knew my work ethic. I was confident in my work ethic because of swimming and being as a kid, and I've always had that sort of never give up attitude. You can do whatever you want to do if you put the work in. That is the reasons of why I chose the good old MMA. You can see in the background that is me and Dylan Dennis. Whoa, shades, because we're in Thailand. That is in New York, 2016, and of course, I tapped him out because I was a three-stripe white belt at the time, you know what I'm saying? Whoa, those people, those three-stripe white belts, they're built differently, and that is today's video. Bish, bash, bosh, pow!